Good Saturday morning, Falcon fans. This is your boy Berto, your host of the 95 North Falcons Talk Show. Folks, if this is your first time to the platform, I welcome you. And in welcoming you, I ask that you please hit that like, share, and subscribe button, as it'll greatly help me out. Folks, the 2023 season is right here. It's upon us, man. I'm very excited about our 2023 Atlanta Falcons. So much has been said about the offensive side of the ball that I think that we failed to address maybe a couple things on the defensive side of the ball that can catapult us or help us in this 2023 campaign deep into January and even play in that special game in February. And why the hell not? Why not us, right? That's the mantra that we should play with this up-and-coming season. As we all know, Dean Pease was our defensive coordinator in 2022. While Dean Pease did a good job, spearheading this defense. He worked with what he had. He did the best that he could. Best way to summarize it and leave it at that. Fast forward to now, we have Ryan Nielsen leading the charge for our defensive coordinating duties. Ryan Nielsen, if y'all don't know, was a former defensive line coach and co-defensive coordinator for the New Orleans Saints last year. So, in 2022, the Atlanta Falcons went 7-10. 8 out of those 10 games, the Atlanta Falcons lost by 1 possession or less. That tells me that closing out games was a big issue for our Atlanta Falcons, and as most of us know, that's been our Achilles heel for quite some time. Fast forward to now, that's one thing that Ryan Nielsen and company has to improve. We get into these fourth quarters with these leads, we have to stay the course. Don't change anything that has worked in the first 3 quarters. Last year, Dean Pease was notorious for doing that. Sometimes he showed brilliance on defense, and then all of a sudden, fourth quarter comes. There was a whole different team was on that fourth quarter field, man, and I don't understand why. So Ryan Nielsen, that's one thing that you and your defensive buddies can definitely, shore up, that when the fourth quarter comes and the offense has done its thing, it's time to work, man. It's time to bring up these exotic blitzes, these coverage sack like blitzes and stuff like that to close out the games. The Atlanta Falcons were also 1-8 on the road last year. A balance needs to be had on that. The only road game that we won last year was week 3 against Seattle in a hostile environment. Albeit we were leading that game, down that game, and then came back and won. But that's one thing that we need to find balance in, is these road games. How you play at home and how you play on the road. Sure, a lot of teams, they play differently. But the Atlanta Falcons have to find an identity as to what type of road team they want to play, or they want to be known as. The first 2 games this year are home games. We're not on the road until week 3. So, the test comes from that point forward. Point blank. But the Atlanta Falcons definitely have to, make sure that they have a good balance. If you're playing at home very well defensively, make sure you carry that same notion onto these road games, man, because they are very critical. So with that also comes the third down defense. Atlanta Falcons ranked 31st last year in third down defense, allowing 46% of the conversions to happen. That notion has to change almost immediately. The Atlanta Falcons have done a tremendous job acquiring, great defensive pieces to help in that department, as we all know. David Onyemata, a returning Eddie Goldman, Calais Campbell, Caden Ellis, Jesse Bates, trading for Jeff Okuda. The Falcons have a good formula of good players to help in that department. Point blank period, man. We have to change that. Allowing 46% of the third down conversions to be had just puts so much added stress onto the defense. I mean, I know we have a good blend of veterans and youngsters on this team. It still has to change. That can't be the course that we always take, allowing such a high percentage of these calls to be made. So that has to change. So overall, those are some of the things that I feel that need to be shored up, and Ryan Nielsen and company have to pay attention to for this 2023 season. Ryan Nielsen does have a bevy of knowledge on the defensive side of the ball. As we all know, Jerry Gray came over from the Green Bay Packers and will be spearheading the defensive back area. Also, Dave Huxtable was hired out of Alabama and brought over to the Atlanta Falcons as a senior defensive analyst or senior defensive assistant for the Falcons, helping Dave Huxtable in game planning. And those two gentlemen, they've worked together before in NC State, so they're familiar with one another. Yeah, this 2023 season, for all the great pieces that we've added on defense, some of those things, as I mentioned, third down defense, a balance on the road. What type of defense do you want to establish yourself to be on the road? Learning to close out games, man. Those are three pivotal things that the Falcons have to shore up in order to secure the success that we all feel like we can have for this 2023 season. So with that said, this is your boy Berto, your host of the 95 North Falcons Talk Show. Folks, drop those comments. Join the conversation. Let me know what you guys feel and think about what needs to change in this 2023 season defensively. I know I didn't speak too much on sacks, but and that's a different topic for another video. But these are some of the more critical and crucial things that really hindered us last year. So yeah, drop those comments. Let me know what you guys think as far as your opinion on what else needs to change defensively for our Atlanta Falcons for this up and coming season. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. This is your boy Berto, your host of the 95 North Falcons Talk Show. I will talk to y'all soon.